I've been wholesaling houses since 2011. Now in 2025, overall the game doesn't change. And the foundation and principles remain the same, but the technologies we use and the competition levels are at the highest peaks they have ever been. So you really have to have the edge over your competition. Now, what I'm gonna go over in this video is the things needed to succeed. And they are gonna surprise you because it's not the fancy technologies, it's not the subscriptions or things you can sign up for, it's the things that already have to be in you. Now, this one is the most important. This was always needed. This has not changed from probably 100 years ago until now. Now, that first one is mindset. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have a can-do attitude. You can't go in wholesaling houses saying it doesn't work. It's not gonna work. Oh, I gotta call the phones again. Even if you are down about picking up the phones, cold calling, sending out text messages, whatever the case may be, driving for dollars, you need to go there with a positive mindset. All right. Now, this was the game changer for me. At 26, I discovered self-help books and business books. And in those books, I discovered that all successful people had a journey. I didn't know that, these big names came from nothing. Some of them were sleeping under bridges. But when you hear their stories, you're like, whoa, maybe I ain't got it that bad. This guy can do it, I can do it. So therefore, you want to feed your mind positivity. Like, first of all, pat yourself on the back for watching this video. But with YouTube, you want to go on YouTube, look at motivational videos, look at educational stuff, and not just foolishness, because you want to have the right mindset. This has always been a game changer, and this will remain the foundation for success in anything. Mindset is everything. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. If you believe you can't do it, you cannot do it. Some of you know I'm a real estate coach myself. So you have to be willing to commit to the process. What do I mean by the process? It's easy to look at videos or that show the check and the end result of what you can get, but you have to be willing to commit to the process. You have to be willing to go after what it is you are trying to do. So for example, right? If you know you're trying to wholesale houses, right? So what do you need to wholesale houses? You are trying to find motivated sellers. Well, how do you find motivated sellers? You either gonna cold call or text. This is called outbound marketing. So this is marketing you're going out on, right? So you're cold calling and cold testing these people, all right? So if that's your strategy, right? I'm gonna tell you straight up, right? You're gonna get burnt out and tired, especially after the first few days of you just hearing no and getting cursed out. But you gotta be willing to commit to the process, baby. This ain't easy. We all had to go through it. So being that we had to go through it, you have to do what we did, stick to it. Big problem I see is when students come on, they don't want to stick to the process of doing what it takes. Man, I give out bi-weekly coaching calls. I got students who never attend and they're paying me, and sometimes I gotta reach out to them and say, hey, bro, I don't want your money. Like, can you attend the calls? You can't attend the calls, just cancel. I'm not really, after your money, dude. Like I need you to commit to the process, and they always have something going on. So listen, if you want to go after wholesaling, right, be sure you can commit to the process. What do I mean when they always have something going on? Oh, they're going through a divorce. Oh, this is happening at work. Oh, my family is doing this. Oh, my finances are drained. That's life, and life ain't never gonna stop lifing. So you have to be willing to do what it takes. Your why to succeed has to be bigger than your problems. Now, if it's not, normally what I see, people let the negativity bring them back down, and they go in a corner and they bury their head, getting the ostrich syndrome. Now, my mentor told me, he explained to me what the ostrich syndrome was about. He's on passed on now, but he said that's basically when you bury your head in the sand and you leave your butt in the air. All right. You don't know who's messing with your butt. So don't bury your head in the sand. That's not going to get you anywhere, right? So stay away from the ostrich syndrome. Just do the work and stay committed. It took me 8 months to do my first deal. 8 months of being told no. But then when I got that first deal, that's all I needed was proof of concept. And it was on and popping from there. Number 3, money for marketing, right? You gotta have money for marketing. Guys, what do I mean marketing? All right, so you have to have money either to get your leads, right? So to give you an idea, if you want to go to PropStream, you can use my affiliate link. I'm gonna put that in the description and on the screen, durudata.com. durudata.com. You can go there, and for $97 a month, you can get 10,000 leads. Now, with the 10,000 leads, only get what you could afford to skip trace. All right. What do I mean by that? That means, right, if you can afford, right, to get 1,000 leads, maybe you go to there or another site, whatever, you get 1,000 leads. And let's say 1,000 leads, it costs $150 to get the phone numbers to these 1,000 leads. And let's say you go to Walmart, get a burner phone for $40 in a prepaid plan to start calling and texting these people, right? Let's say you do that, right? You don't have to do that way. They got other services out there, but I'm just throwing an example out there. Well, you need to skip trace 1,000 people, right? You need that $150. Do you have that money? And that's all in your marketing budget. Because as a business owner, you need leads coming in. So I'm a little older than a lot of you guys, right? I'm 42, right? And at the age of 42, right, I check my mail and I check my mailbox. And guess what's always in there? It's been in there probably in the mailbox since I was a child, junk mail. And with those junk mail, what's in there? Coupons, right? So they're doing cold marketing to neighborhoods or whatever, to the local Domino's Pizza, right? Now they have these coupons, and I've always been one to use coupons. You criticize me if you want. I haven't used them in years because I try to stay away from that junk food to taking care of my body. But with these coupons, right? So they send out a whole bunch to a neighborhood, zip code, whatever. Now, once you get that coupon, you're either gonna call them, go online, or you walk into a store with this coupon. Say, hey, I got this coupon where it says 2 pizzas for $14.99 plus breadsticks. All right. Now, you're either gonna call them, go online, or walk into the store. So basically what they did, they paid for some marketing to get to you, right? And that marketing, you stepped up and said, hey, you know what? I am hungry. This is a good deal. And being that you were hungry, they converted the lead, right? You were the lead, and they converted you to actually spending money with them. Okay? As a real estate investor, specifically a wholesaler, you have to get leads coming in. You have to convert those people, convert them to motivated sellers, right? So there's a process with that. You should have hopefully you got a sales process, etc., when you're screening these people, what questions to ask and making your offers. But in order for you to make offers, you need lead coming in, all right? Every business, the foundation is the same. Every business needs leads coming in. We all seen the business that they spent $100,000 for the grand opening. That's with fixing the place up, inventory, and then they go spend $500 to advertise on the radio. What happens? They're out of business in 3-4 months. They focus so much on making the shop nice, they didn't focus on getting people inside the store, which is the most important thing in business. For us, yes, we're doing this for home, right? So we gotta get the leads in. So let's say that you're cold calling, right? So you download the leads, you have to skip trace the leads, and once you skip trace them, you start calling the leads. And some of those people are gonna raise their hand to say, hey, I do want to sell. And then from there, you have to close them and to get them under contract. And then from there, you take the process and get it sold. But in order to do this, you need leads coming in. So you have to have a budget you can spend monthly, ideally. And with the leads that do come in, you have to be willing to follow up with them. Majority of your leads, right? The majority of your leads, okay, are going to tell you no. You have a small percentage that on the first time coming in, they like, yeah, I want to sell this joint. And off that, that's how we make 6 and 7 figure incomes. Plus, we bring in more revenue if we have a system to follow up with them. So I use InvestorFuse, but there are all type of real estate investor CRMs out there. Okay, so this is a new one, right? This is where I pretty much said like, hey, the game doesn't change, right? If you're in a major city that's really competitive, Charlotte, Atlanta, Nashville, Dallas, Houston, you have to be willing to do virtual. Yes, I'm not saying that you can't close a deal in your market. You can close a deal in your market, but you're gonna spend a lot of money to get to that deal. Some of these people are spending $3,000 to $5,000 before they get to that one yes to make, $12,000 to $15,000. Be willing, right, to go 30 minutes outside of these major cities, an hour, 2 hours, or just do it virtual in your state. And instead of spending $3,000 to $5,000 to get a deal, you spend, maybe $150 to get that one yes, get it under contract and sell it. And this is something that I transitioned in late. I played with it over my 14-year career, but now I'm taking it more serious with the virtual thing. And it's been very rewarding because the Charlotte market has gotten so hot. People just, they started to, saturate the surrounding markets, etc. And now that I'm going further out, I'm getting less resistance and making bigger checks due to less competition. So be willing to go virtual in your wholesaling journey. Last but not least, this is always something that you need to work on. And this is a very financially rewarding skill. Work on your closing skills, right? What do I mean by that? Do sales trainings. Today they have multiple guys who do sales trainings just for real estate investors, right? Specifically wholesalers, multiple guys. This is something that's always been around in the realtor agent industry, right? They always had sales guys. In most business, they always have sales guys, but in the last few years, the rise of the real estate investor sales coach has went up tremendously, right? So with that being said, you want to always be doing trainings, learn sales, learn how to communicate. What I did, shout out to Chad Carson, Coach Carson, he has a YouTube channel as well. I'm gonna put up his, his YouTube channel on the screen. Coach Carson, good dude. But I remember him coming to my real estate investor association, right? And he came there. He had a talk, and this was before I did my first, real estate investment deal, right? So I didn't do a wholesale deal. One thing he said, hey, join Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a nonprofit organization where they work on your communication skills. And he was saying the reason to join that because you're always going to be talking to sellers, etc. So I'm like, man, this guy's successful. I'm going to do that. And I looked into Toastmasters and I joined, and that helped me. And even today, I still take sales trainings. The reason why is because you always want to sharpen your sales skills. You never want to be the guy who knows it all, right? So these are 5 things that I think are extremely important to succeed in wholesaling in 2025. Just to recap, we're talking about mindset, foundation for everything. What is 2? Be willing to commit to the process. 3, money for marketing. 4, be willing to do virtual wholesaling. 5, work on your closing skills. Okay, guys? Now, listen, I'm just trying to drop game on you guys. I'm Nasser, AKA the real estate guru. I'm not a guru, I'm a guru because I actually do this business. Hey, click on this wholesaling video next to me to learn more. Did you know you could wholesale with bad credit?